Hey, welcome to the Soulful Psychic. Readings without the politics. If you want to see readings with the politics, I have another channel, which is actually much bigger than this one as far as community is concerned. Healing Truth Tarot. And the link to that is in the description box. You just need to click on more and scroll for a second and you'll find it. Okay, so today, I think it's 4:01 p.m. Eastern, is the Taurus new moon. Okay, the Taurus new moon is about grounding and finding yourself, coming back to who you are. Okay, and new moons are also excellent for developing new self-care routines or new routines in general. Okay, new moons bring in as a wax full. They bring in the good juju. Okay, all right, so I did pull the Taurus new moon card from the Moonology deck, from my Moonology. Where's that deck? So you can see it. Moonology. My decks I buy from Temu for the most part. Okay, okay. And we have new moon in Taurus. Know your worth. Come back to yourself. I had a moment this morning. I couldn't find a specific card that I needed. And being human, I degraded myself and put over a card. Okay, so that's the kind of energy. So that there's triggers. All right, you might be getting some triggers where somebody will say something to you just right, or you'll do something and you call yourself names or call yourself stupid, or okay, that's what this is the opportunity of the Taurus new moon, is to revisit why do we do that? Why do we get triggered? What is it that's triggering us? Look it in the face. Look it right in the eye. And I have I mentioned this on this channel before a long time ago. I have this suggestion that is very hard for so many of us. It's still hard for me every now and then. First time I did it, I thought I was dying. Look yourself in the mirror and say, I love you. I had to say, I love you, Shelley. And that can be very difficult to do. But it's really, once you can do that, even if you're nervous or anxious, if you actually do it, it's a breakthrough. Okay? So this new moon is perfect for that use, guys. All right, this video is for entertainment purposes only. And we are reading from the Divine Celestial deck. I chose it because of the moon on the back. It's a diverse deck. I have a few of those. I really like my diverse decks. I like all my decks. I don't use them if I don't like them. Just saying. All right, so put my eyeballs on. Okay, I had a post-it. I wanted to make sure I did what was on the post-it. Oh, before we start the read, Psychic Starseed podcast, where we will talk about our star family, your experiences, your thoughts. It will be live on YouTube here on Friday, June 12th at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. All right, choose guys. All right, so let's bring it down for a quick new moon read. Okay, new moon in Taurus. And this new moon is best for fixed signs, so that would be Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius. Okay, it'll be most effective for the fixed signs. And that doesn't necessarily mean just your sun sign. If you have one of those signs in a planet somewhere in your chart, or a planet in one of those signs. Oops. Yeah, it's a little early for me. That works too. Somebody wanted to know what good is a like when I do the a specific signs love and money forecast. Okay, and they want to know what good is that. Well, look and see. Look at your chart. There's a link down in the description box, pretty close to the top of the list of things called astrograph, and see if I did Cancer this week, and next week I'll do Leo. I'm just going by the zodiac. I started it at the beginning of the zodiac calendar, Aries, and now we're getting down to Leo next week. Okay, so look and see it on the astrograph, and if you have your birth time, that's even better. I mean, it's not absolutely necessary, but see if you have any planets in Cancer, or if you have any planets in Gemini, Taurus, Aries. Okay, it's actually a really fabulous. It's a fabulous website. I'm really impressed with it. Astrograph. Okay, let's talk about the new moon energies, and that can last for the next 3 days. It's really dependent on the individual. First card out, I need my flashlight, is Four of Wands. Happy home, happy family, and that is a grounding energy as well. Okay, even though it's a fire energy, it's still a grounding energy. Family is a grounding energy. Okay. And then we have the Death card, so that's not as ominous as it sounds, you guys. The Death card, that's about death, rebirth, and transformation. So that's why I was talking about it's a good time to start new self-care routines. You know, do a little bit more for you so that you can continue to do for others. Death, rebirth, and transformation. So the death of a way of thinking, or the death of behavior, a habit. The death of reacting instead of acting. Then we have the Star, which is beautiful. That is the star of hope, renewal. Let me look at that. That's a nice card. Look at all that energy coming down on her. That's actually what's happening to us right now. If you check the Schumann's resonance, Consciously Aaron is my favorite. If you look at her videos, she has some short videos about what's going on with the Schumann's, which, you know, is basically our energy grid. You will see why maybe certain things are happening, or you feel a certain way, or you're overtired, or you're overstressed, or you can't sleep. I've been getting woken up at 2 a.m. every morning. I could go to bed at midnight, and I am up at 2 a.m. and I look at my Schumann's resonance. I have the app. So I look at my Schumann's, I'm like, yep, there it is. And it's like 2 o'clock every morning that there's some type of energy blast coming at us. 2 o'clock Eastern, right? Let's take the flippers. We have the Nine of Wands, holding your ground. So the Wands are about taking action, right? So this is about taking action to stand your ground. Maybe you're doing too much for other people. And the reality is we do others a disservice when we try to fix them, when we try to do for them instead of allowing them to go walk their path and go ahead and do what they need to do and have their own experiences on this planet. The experiences that they chose to have. And then we have Nine of Swords, so that's the rest before the final battle. Swords are about truth and clarity. Okay, Spirit Team, I'll take the 2 this time. They like to give me 2 at a time. Okay, and then we have the King of Swords, again with the truth and the clarity. That's that masculine energy of action. And we have the Queen of Wands. She's the passionate one. That's that feminine energy. So we have the masculine and the feminine. Nice balance. So when you ground yourself and come back to who you are, and not who everybody thinks you are, or who you think, or who they think you should be. That's when you get that more of that balance between the masculine and feminine energy within. We all carry masculine and feminine, males and females. And then we have the 8 of coins. So that's about, see, now that's that learning a new skill. So that is speaking to starting a new routine for yourself. Keeping at it, making it a habit. Then we have the Fool. Take that leap of faith. Go ahead and move forward. Six of Cups. That's nostalgia. Sometimes wishing things were the way they used to be. Nothing is the same as it was. And it can also be about, it's cups, so that's emotion. So that can also be about revisiting certain emotions, which would be the triggers. Because so many of us have these triggers, and it's like I'll say I've already worked through this. So what is going on? And that's just the universe bringing it back around. Plus Pluto's in retrograde, so Pluto brings up stuff from your past, okay? So that you can move forward. So Pluto's in retrograde right now for a while. So that's going to be bringing up old emotions. The ones you said, I already dealt with this. So that's the universe basically saying, are you sure? Because you can experience that again if you want. It's kind of, I always feel like it's the universe being sarcastic. Then we have the Knight of Swords. Now, generally, I call pages, because pages are messengers, okay? I don't generally call knights messengers in any way, shape, or form, but the Knight of Swords is about bringing the truth. You've got the King of Swords, you've got the Knight of Swords. So that's that revisiting things that you thought you worked through already. And then we have the Chariot. Beautiful card. The Chariot that is moving through, right down the middle of all the chaos around you. Putting on the blinders and just going forward. Chariot is generally there's a black and white horse representing balance. So, there you go, you guys. So let's get you a repeating angel number for the new moon energy. Okay. $3737. You can't make this stuff up, you guys. Inner harmony. Seek inner harmony and balance. Your inner world reflects in your outer reality, and that is so true. All depends on how we look at it. Trying to make sure it gets in the middle so you can see it when the little boxes pop up on the side. All right, you guys. That is that. I'll post something else in a few days for this channel. Okay? Listen, you're doing a great job. Whatever it is you're doing a great job. Okay? Love on yourself a little bit. Show yourself some of that love. All right, you guys? All right, thanks for showing up. I'll see you on the funny papers.